All right, so a couple of years ago, I was doing a seminar out west. There was a wonderful lady that drove 1,300 miles to be there with a very, very large, very serious, powerful dog, a dangerous dog. And what I was told was this is the dog's last chance because it really couldn't be around people, including our whole own family. And her husband wanted the dog gone because even the husband couldn't deal with the dog. It was a one-person dog, and that was the woman of the house, the wife. And very serious breed, very serious dog, and it was an issue. It was a problem, okay? A lot of emotions during the seminar. We did the work that we have to do. We presented a very new picture to both owner and dog. And by the end of that seminar, she was doing really, really well. She did absolutely fantastic. We really focused on a different way of stopping the unwanted behavior, showing the dog a very different picture of what it was used to. Okay, no porn training. You guys know what I mean by porn training. When the dog did things we didn't like, it wasn't just about getting louder and correcting harder, louder, harder, louder, harder. That's what we see when people want to punish behaviors, right? Air quotes on the punishment. It's not what we did. There were no e-collars involved. We show the dog a picture that makes sense when it comes to stopping behaviors, and we introduced play and focused on both ends. We focused on stopping the things we didn't want, and we focused on introducing play. And this was a lot. Not gonna lie. It was a very, very serious dog. It was a struggle for this individual through the weekend, but by the end, she was doing absolutely fantastic. She drives back home, 1,300 miles each way, and you remember the husband wanted that dog gone. I get a call from the husband a couple of weeks later. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. That's never good, right? But actually, it was fantastic. And his exact words were, he said to me, I don't know what you guys did with this dog, but can you help me learn how to get better at play so I can keep making things better? That was a beautiful thing to hear. And she had gone back and introduced play to the husband and started incorporating him, and things were going really well. So everyone was really happy. I mean, that's what you want. That's best case scenario, right? I was just so proud of her because it was not an easy case, for sure. Now, several weeks later, she sends me a text and it just says, please call me. I knew that wasn't going to be good, and I was dreading what I was going to hear. So I call her, and she's very upset, and I said, what's going on? She says, he just bit my husband again. I said, okay, tell me the situation, give me the scenario. Now, mind you, up until this point, we really focused on play, interacting in a positive way, doing things the dog loves, and setting those rules and boundaries down within that game, right? Really, really important. Playing in a way that it makes sense to the dog, and he loved the interaction with the humans, all the humans. But now she had a different idea, and she figured maybe let's give him some more mental stimulation. So she bought like one of those puzzle things or something to put his food in, so he would have to work to get his food out. That's what she did. Now the husband sees the dog getting frustrated and struggling to access his meal. And so now, in his mind, in the husband's mind, he's thinking, hey, we're buddies now. I'll just go help him. And so he goes over to help him get the food out, and the dog nails him. Okay? Makes a lot of sense. Remember, things were going really well when we focused on play. The issue here is one of the most difficult things to do in dog training is breaking the human habit, breaking the human mindset, getting the human to change the way they see the dog. There were nothing but good intentions there on the husband, nothing but good intentions, and things were going so well, he was comfortable in doing that. But put yourself in the dog's shoes, right? Food and play, two very different things. Food is great for training. I use food in training for sure. Absolutely. Teaching behaviors, right? But today, what we see, dog owners are like the Italian grandmother that wants to shove food in your face for everything. Believe me, that's how I grew up, right? Constantly shoving food in the dog's face. And we see food, the human sees food when it comes to the dogs in a very different light, in a very, very different light. And we've become so over-consumed with it that we want to feed the dog and utilize treats and food rewards for everything. And it's hurting. It's hurting in many ways. In this case, it was very simple. You gave the dog something new that created a lot of frustration. The dog's hungry. Hey, I want my food. Now you have someone coming in. He sees the hand coming in. The dog can't think. He's not thinking, oh, my new friend is coming to help me. That dog is thinking, I can't get to my food, and now this guy's going to take it. Is it an excuse to bite? No, absolutely not. But try to see things from the dog side. You understand? If we would have just stuck with what we were doing, focused on the play and building that relationship and setting rules and boundaries within that play, and just having the husband just feed the dog from a bowl, right? That would have been so much more effective. So before you switch things up, especially if you're dealing with a dog with behavioral issues, especially a serious dog that can create a ton of harm, if not worse, think about not how you see what you're trying to do, because of course your heart's in the right place and you have good intentions, but really try to look closely on how may the dog see this. Is it going to benefit us? And if you start to look at things like that, it may save you a lot of backslides. And this was definitely a backslide. It's not the end of the world, right? But it was certainly a good lesson for all. So again, food is great in dog training. I use it, many do. We teach behaviors with it. But you can't just keep shoving food in your dog's face, because it does create a lot of issues. Peace.